What's the most chaotic thing you've ever done? My parents had me committed so my brother could steal my life. That sentence sounds insane, right? But it happened. 2 years ago, they called in a favor from an old police friend to get me locked away. So Paul, my golden older brother, could step back into the spotlight wearing my face, my victories, my life. And now they want me to stop telling the truth. Growing up, everything was about intelligence in our house. Not kindness. Not effort. Just the raw intellect. And Paul, he was the blueprint. Straight A's, innate genius and think chess. That became the family religion. When he played, it was like he ascended into their divine favor. And I just tried to be enough. I learned chess in secret. I'd sneak into the living room at midnight, dim the lights, and study books I stole from the library. I'd watch grainy YouTube tutorials, mimicking moves in silence. I didn't love it. I hated it honestly, but I wanted their eyes, their pride. After years of grinding in the shadows, I good, better than good. Beta kept a 8 GPA and hit 100 on chess. Calm in 2 weeks. For the first time, Mom hugged me like she meant it. Dad sent me a thumbs up emoji. That might sound ridiculous, but for him, that was practically a standing ovation. Then Paul came home for spring break and said one-lining, "I miss playing chess." Their eyes lit up. Their smiles turned, and just like that, their attention snapped back to him like a rubber band. I became invisible again. That night, barged to my room at 3 a.m., rifling through my stuff. His hands were shaking, eyes wild, looking for my chess gear. That's when I saw it. Not malice, not cruelty, just desperation. He needed to be adored, just like me. So I burned it. All of it. Every dusty trophy, every annotated notebook, every medal. Drove into the woods and watched it burn. The fire lit up my face like a funeral pyre. It felt like freedom, until it didn't. When my parents came home and saw the empty shelves, they called the cops. But not just any cops. Officer Brennan, Dad's old baseball teammate. He walked in already convinced I was unstable. Mom sobbed, mascara smeared, telling stories of my breakdowns. Dad handed over my notebooks, doctored with fake threats and twisted entries, ones I never wrote. I tried to speak. They called it paranoia, and within hours, I was locked away. Fluorescent lights, camera lenses blinking. Shawless is confiscated. They told me it was for my own good, that I needed help. But every word I spoke made it worse. Every protest became another symptom. Then I met Drew. He'd been inside for 2 weeks. Smart, guarded, observant. He worked records as part of his rehabilitation. He'd seen my file, knew it was fabricated. He handed me a copy of a counselor's letter, faked. Told me Paul was now playing one tournaments under my name, wearing my medals at alumni events. We started documenting who listened, which days meds were switched without notice. I played the game, smiled in group therapy, gave Dr. Lel the answers he wanted. Meanwhile, Drew was building a case. Then came the shift. I was being transferred to Oakwood, a lower security facility, with phone access, a window of escape. Before I left, Drew slipped me a note. 5 words, don't forget what they did. Now I sit in the back of a van, heading toward Oakwood, one approved book on my lap, inside a coded notebook, taped to my inner sleeve a number. Marcus, Drew's cousin, a patient rights advocate. Paul can keep the trophies. My parents can post pictures of their perfect son, but I will take what they fear most. And the truth this time, I will not be silenced.